Your language, your audience. From London Heathrow, the latest from Podnews.net with AdvertiseCast. OMG, Podchaser is slaying the podcast game by dropping a new feature that's fire. Predictive demographics. It's so low-key cool. It's basically AI that listens to podcasts to suss out the age and gender of the audience from the language used. Girls, they say it's the first time anyone's done this in the industry. It's pretty lit. And as a disclosure, we had to use AI to help us with the cool kids jargon there. Our industry networking event Podnews Live took place yesterday in London. We heard from Soshin Doshi on Podimo's strategy and growth, Kirsty Hunter on her company's podcast about feminist history and LGBTQ plus parenting, and many other excellent speakers. More details of how you can hear some of them soon. Localization company Podster is to produce its first show for the Netherlands. With local production company Airborne, it's producing an adaptation of Swedish crime investigation podcast Fallet. AdLarge announced a partnership with Barometer to uphold brand safety and suitability. In Australia, the government announced plans to overhaul privacy laws. Consumers will be able to opt out of targeted advertising. It's unclear how that'll work with podcasts. Among September's improvements, Squadcast has added 4K video recording. PodPod has written about how the industry can support queer podcasting. We'll link to that today. And podcast lawyer Gordon Farmark is running a free workshop on October the 7th, Business and Legal Fundamentals for Podcast Growth. And good luck to you if you are up for an award at the British Podcast Awards. Sam Sethi will be handing over the News Award today. And in podcast news, History Tea Time is a history podcast from Lindsay Holiday that spills the tea on history. The weekly show has just featured an episode on Boudica, Iceni Queen of Celtic Britain. It's from the Airwave Podcast Network, and we thank them for their support this month. And in the Pod News Weekly Review tomorrow, we've exclusive data from Edison Podcast Metrics UK, as well as learning more about how the ranker works and what other data the team collects. Plus, wearing headphones might be damaging to your hearing. We speak to Q104.3's Shelley Sonstein, who's been wearing headphones for 50 years. This podcast is sponsored by AdvertiseCast. AdvertiseCast connects thousands of podcasts with thousands of advertisers and has been matching podcasts with brands since 2016. Find your fit. Join AdvertiseCast, the premier podcasting network, at advertisecast.com. And that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe, we're at podnews.net.